This is KGW News at 11.
We begin tonight with breaking news. 5 people were shot, including a young girl, during a Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans tonight. Local law enforcement says all the victims were taken to the hospital, and one is in critical condition. They did not specify which victim that was, but did say that the child is in stable condition. At a press conference tonight, police did say one person was detained at the scene in connection with the shooting, and 2 guns were found.
We did hear gunshots, and our officers responded, as well as the other agencies, very quickly, and were able to find 2 weapons on scene and also apprehend what we believe to be a shooter. But whether he's the sole shooter or not, we will determine through investigation.
Again, at this point, authorities do not know if anyone else was involved, and the officer went on to say that the guns found at the scene were both pistols. We'll continue to bring you updates on this story as it develops. And in Memphis, police are looking for 3 people they think are connected to multiple overnight shootings. The first happened at a local bar at around 12:45 this morning. The second happened about a mile away shortly after. In all, 1 person was killed and 10 more were hurt. Authorities do believe these shootings are related. However, investigators have not said what led to them or if the shooters knew the victims. Well, our top local story tonight, police body cameras. The Vancouver Police Department will launch its program tomorrow. Officers on the day shift will be the first to wear them. Mike Benner brings us more.
It's got functions here that you can put the camera to sleep, you can turn it back on.
Vancouver Police Chief Jeff Morey giving us a look at the body cameras his officers will start wearing Monday.
We have budgeted for 220 officers to have cameras here.
While Chief Morey is a huge proponent of body cameras, he credits his predecessor, James McIlvaine, for ultimately bringing them to Vancouver PD. It's a move Chief Morey says the community will benefit from.
It makes us more efficient. It helps us with our report writing, make sure we gather all the details the way they were recorded. But equally important, it builds that transparency and trust with our community.
Salem's police department is also building that transparency and trust with the community. Just last week, Salem PD launched its body camera program. Here's what Chief Trevor Womack had to say about it.
Honestly, I think we were a bit behind the times here because, out of the 18,000 law enforcement agencies across the country, I think the last data I saw was about 54% already have body cameras. They've been around for a long time. And so I think it's becoming a standard part of police equipment.
Where you won't see body cameras, at least for now, is in Portland. While the city and police union agree on just about every aspect of the program, they're at odds over when officers can review the recorded video. The city proposes allowing officers to look at the video after almost every incident except deadly force incidents. The union, however, is calling for officers to be allowed to review the video after all incidents, even deadly force. With both sides declaring an impasse in negotiations, an arbitrator now steps in to settle the dispute.
That's the actual camera lens itself.
Back in Vancouver, there are no such issues, and Chief Morey is more than ready for Monday, when his officers will start wearing Axon body cams.
We feel like we're going to benefit greatly from the latest technology they have, and our officers are looking forward to it.
The Vancouver Police Department is also adding cameras to its squad cars, but those won't be rolled out until much later in the year. Chief Morey says that is due to supply chain issues. I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
Well, just in, TriMet will resume service after a train crashed into a skateboard near Pioneer Square North, delaying services earlier tonight. This video was shot 30 minutes ago, and as you can see, the train just took off there. Max Blue and Red lines were disrupted due to the collision, and while service is back now, riders should still expect delays. We also don't know if anyone was on that skateboard or was hurt. Well, 3 people were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a crash late Saturday night on North Marine Drive in Portland. Portland police says 2 vehicles were both burning when they arrived. PPB also tweeted that speeding played a role in the crash and point to street racing in the area. Tonight, the major crash team is continuing to investigate. Well, let's switch gears and look at our forecast this week, where in the next 24 hours, the Cascades are going to be seeing some heavy snow. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here to let us know if we could see any of that on the valley floor.
Now, if we see anything in the valley, Blair, it'll be coming Wednesday morning, and we'll be seeing some cold air move through. But
okay.
Looking at that camera now, another 24 hours, you're not going to be able to make out the Timberline Lodge because it's going to be so snowy, heavy snow throughout the Coast Range and throughout the Cascades, really starting tomorrow night, potentially lingering into parts of Wednesday. So as we look at the radar right now, we're not going to be seeing much popping up here late tonight and into the tomorrow morning. You'll be seeing some light sprinkles, and that is about it. We'll still have that ridge of high pressure in place, and then we'll have an upper level low kind of sneak through from the Gulf of Alaska, and that is going to be the weather maker that produces all of the snow and the windy conditions we'll be experiencing heading into tomorrow. So the Coast Range, as we look at winter weather arriving this week, is going to be seeing up to 12 inches possible Monday night through Tuesday night. Traveling in that direction is going to be challenging. Now, throughout the valley, you're not going to have any issues tomorrow or Tuesday, although Tuesday is going to be somewhat stormy, and you'll be seeing some potential for some snowfall late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning as the snow levels drop down to about 500 feet. Light accumulation possible at this point. I have two different models I'll show you in a second, but throughout the Cascades, blizzard conditions tomorrow night throughout Tuesday into Wednesday. There could be anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of snow by the end of Tuesday. So you get the idea. We are going to be experiencing some active weather again this week. Looking at Futurecast, by tomorrow morning, this is a model that's showing just some lingering showers. We stay mainly dry all day tomorrow, at least throughout the daylight hours. After sunset in the evening hours, overnight hours, we will be seeing some showers move through. Along with those showers will be some windy conditions throughout the coast and the valley. That's what's going to make traveling difficult throughout the Coast Range and especially the Oregon Cascade. So here we are Tuesday afternoon. You're going to be seeing nothing but snow showers up and down the mountain passes. And then we go into Tuesday morning. This is when things get interesting because there is a chance we could be looking at a little bit of some light accumulation through parts of the metro area. So this is one model. This is the Euro model that's showing that we could be looking at light accumulation by the time we start Wednesday morning. And as we look at another one, this is the GFS model that's showing basically the same amount of accumulation heading into Wednesday. So coming up, my detailed forecast, Blair, I'll let you know just how long this cold air lasts and what we could be waking up to heading into Thursday and Friday morning.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. Well, a Portland choir is missing thousands of dollars in ticket sales from a December show. They used brown paper tickets. That's a Seattle-based ticketing platform. And this is not the first company to have issues with them. Brian Clerkley had a chance to speak with the choir, and Brian, they're still waiting on their money.
Yeah, they're waiting on thousands, Blair. The Bach Cantata Choir is owed $4,500 for their ticket sales from a concert 2 months ago. They've worked with brown paper tickets before and said they haven't had any issues. The $4,500 is a lot for the nonprofit to be missing. Brown paper tickets did respond and said the choir could expect their money later this week, and it's blaming the COVID-19 pandemic for the holdup.
Inside the Rose City Presbyterian Church in Northeast Portland, the Bach Cantata Choir is practicing for an upcoming show. As the sounds of classical music fill the basement of the church, members of the group cannot stop thinking about the $4,500 owed to them by brown paper tickets from a holiday concert in December. Brown Paper Tickets is a Seattle-based ticketing company.
They've been very, very good in the past, but a month went by and nothing happened, and now 2 months have gone by, and we haven't received any payment. And that's, for us, it's $4,500. That's like 5% of our entire budget.
The Bach Cantata Choir is not the only group of performers that missed out on money from brown paper tickets. The Sultanov Russian Ballet Academy, a Beaverton-based dance studio, was missing close to $20,000 in ticket sales from a performance back in December. They ended up getting their money. Nelson saw that story on KGW and decided to reach out in hopes it would help.
You try to call them and then you get a message that they've taken down their phone support system. And so you can only leave an email message. And so we've done that and wondering, we haven't received any kind of word back from them.
In a statement, Brown Paper Tickets confirmed the money to the choir is scheduled to go out this week and cites the COVID-19 pandemic as the reason payments have been delayed. Nelson was excited to hear this news when we broke it to him. Yay! Nelson says the choir will think twice before using Brown Paper Tickets for their upcoming show in April.
We were going to go with Brown Paper Tickets, but we've actually developed our own little system on our website to buy the tickets for that. So we just can't risk it anymore.
And the Washington Attorney General sued Brown Paper Tickets in 2020. The AG's office says the company refused to refund ticket buyers who bought tickets for canceled events. More than 1,200 people had filed complaints about the company, and we reached out to the AG to see if there's been a complaint filed about the choir, and we are waiting to hear back. Blair.
All right, Brian, thank you. Well, actor Richard Belzer died earlier today. He was 78 years old. In 1975, Belzer became a warm-up comedian for Saturday Night Live. However, he is best known for his role as Detective John Munch on Homicide: Life on the Street and Law & Order SVU. In fact, he appeared as Munch on a record 11 different television series. Authorities have not said how he died, but friends say he'd been dealing with several health issues.